Level 1, Neighborhood Kid. You're Sean O'Connor, 13 years old. You grew up in South Hell's Kitchen or some Irish neighborhood where everybody knows everybody and nobody talks to cops. The guys who run the neighborhood aren't hidden. They drink at the same bar as your uncle. They go to the same church as your grandmother. They coach Little League, but everyone knows what they really do. You start running errands. You don't ask to join anything. You just make yourself useful. Sean O'Connor carries messages between the bar and the warehouse. He watches the street and whistles if he sees a cop car. He holds a paper bag without asking what's inside. They give him a few dollars here and there, enough for a burger, enough to feel important. He's not in anything yet. He's just a neighborhood kid who keeps his mouth shut. That's the first test. The guys are watching to see if Sean O'Connor can be trusted. Level 2, Runner. You're Sean O'Connor, 16 now. You've proven you can keep quiet. One of the guys pulls you aside after mass. You want to make real money. You nod. You've been waiting 3 years for this. Sean O'Connor becomes a runner. Moving things from point A to point B. Envelopes full of cash, packages wrapped in brown paper. He doesn't ask what's inside. He doesn't look. He just delivers. He makes about $200 a week. That's more than his friends make bagging groceries. He tells his mother he got a job at the warehouse. She doesn't ask questions. She knows better. He also becomes a lookout. When the guys run a card game or move merchandise, Sean O'Connor stands outside and watches. If police show up, he gives the signal. The risk is real. If he gets caught with that envelope, he's going to juvenile hall. But he's not scared. He's proud. He's part of something now. Level 3, Associate. You're Sean O'Connor, 19 years old. You've been running for 3 years without a single mistake. You've been picked up by the cops twice. Both times Sean O'Connor said nothing. Your name is starting to mean something. You're an associate now, not a made member, but you're in the crew. You work directly for one of the earners. Your jobs get harder. Sean O'Connor collects debts from guys who don't want to pay. He walks into a bar, finds a guy who owes $5,000, and explains he has until Friday. Most pay. The ones who don't. Sean O'Connor comes back with 2 friends and a baseball bat. Now he's making about $800 a week. He's also learning the business. The Irish mob isn't just violence. They control docks, unions, politicians, cops. Violence is just a tool. Connections are the real power. Level 4, Earner. You're Sean O'Connor, 24 years old. You've been in the crew 5 years. You've done time, 8 months in county for assault. Sean O'Connor sat in that cell and never said a word. When he got out, the boys threw him a party at the bar. Now he's a full earner. He runs a sports book out of a neighborhood bar. Guys place bets, watch games. Sean O'Connor takes a percentage of every bet. He also runs a loan shark operation. Working guys borrow $1,000. Interest is 3% per week. That's $30 every week until the principal is paid. Most never pay the principal. They just keep paying interest. Now Sean O'Connor makes about $3,000 a week. Nice apartment, nice suits, respect in the neighborhood. Money flows up to the boss. Protection flows down. Level 5, Enforcer. You're Sean O'Connor, 28 years old. You've proven you don't hesitate. When something needs to be done, Sean O'Connor does it. No questions. He becomes the crew's enforcer. Debtors who refuse to pay get a visit. Witnesses thinking about talking get a conversation. Thieves get an example made out of them. People fear Sean O'Connor now. His reputation does half the work. He makes about $5,000 a week. But it's not about money anymore. It's about power, respect, fear. Level 6, Lieutenant. You're Sean O'Connor, 33. 17 years in the life. Now he's one of the boss's top lieutenants. Sean O'Connor controls a section of the operation. Maybe the docks, maybe gambling, maybe protection rackets. Earners and enforcers report to him. He collects money, takes his cut, sends the rest to the boss. He's making about $10,000 a week. But his real job is solving problems. Territory disputes, politicians, corrupt cops. Sean O'Connor keeps the peace, or wins the wars. Level 7, Underboss. You're Sean O'Connor, 40 years old. The boss is older now. The feds are circling. He needs someone to run the streets. He chooses Sean O'Connor. Now he's the underboss. Every lieutenant reports to him. Every problem lands on his desk. He makes about $20,000 a week. But he also becomes the shield. When the feds build a case, they build it against Sean O'Connor. That's the price of power. Level 8, Boss. You're Sean O'Connor, 48. The old boss dies. The crew looks to you. Now Sean O'Connor sits at the head of the table. He doesn't touch money. He doesn't carry a gun. He doesn't make calls. He whispers orders. 3 days later, problems disappear. The feds build task forces to destroy him. But Sean O'Connor trusts no one. Not his underboss. Not his